Hello, happy Labor Day. Even if it's a fake Labor Day, not May 1st, hey, second Labor Day, not going to turn it down. So, for Labor Day, one of the questions that I, as a union staffer, get the most often is people asking, how do I become a union staffer? Usually, this is people who have some political interest in unions, either from a very left wing view or they're just nice liberals who think, hey, unions do good stuff. I want to do work for unions. Great. And honestly, I think you're not going to like the answer if this is something you're asking. You're asking the wrong question, basically. In order to work for a union, what you should do is organize your current workplace or get a job at some place that you can start organizing. There's a couple reasons for this. The first is that if you read one of those nice theory books about how a union is supposed to work, they're supposed to be run by the members. They're supposed to be democratic decision making, where workers rather than staffers are making the relevant strategic decisions for the union. So if you become a staffer, like I am, you are, for better or worse, just taking direction from those in the union staff hierarchy above you who are themselves democratically elected. If you're a worker, you get to be much more obnoxious. You get to actually have strategic thoughts and go to meetings where theoretically you make decisions. And beyond that, most people who end up union staff in some way, they come up through membership, meaning they were members of that union, they were doing some organizing, they got hired on full time by the union to continue or expand doing that work. But what if you say, I am in an industry where we can't organize? I don't believe you. Try it anyway. Maybe there just hasn't been a model before where we have successfully organized that. Maybe you can be at the forefront of that. Say that you're work from home and you're like, working from home unionizing would be impossible. Well, there's a lot of different industries where we thought that it would be impossible to organize, yet we did. Somehow we organized flight attendants, and those people's workplaces are like on an airplane. So if we can do that, we can organize people that work from home. But what if you say, no, really, I can't organize, or I because I'm in management or something, and I hate my current job. I want to get a totally new job and organize. What should I do? Well, I would say find a job that is in the field that you were already in. For example, when I couldn't get a union staff job in 2020, I went to work at Verizon with the intention I'm going to organize. I wasn't in contact with the union before then, but I went in day one thinking I want to unionize this. And Verizon was a good fit for me because I had worked for AT&T before. So I knew the industry. It wasn't completely alien to me. If you are, if that's not an option for you, like you haven't had a job before, or you're like, okay, what is the most strategic place that I can organize? Just honestly, it can be just as good, if not better, to join a workplace that is already unionized. We call this peppering to distinguish it from salting. There are a lot of unions, I would argue the vast majority of unions, that could really use a kick in the ass, that could really use more organic membership involvement, people that want to make their union more active. So do what I did and get a job at AT&T. There is not that much activity in terms of the union, in terms of the salespeople at AT&T. And hey, it pays really well because it has a union contract. Retail workers at like unionized grocery stores, honestly, often not that involved. Get a job in there, get involved in your union, go up through there. To be frank, if you are one of the people that you go straight out of college or whatever into becoming a union staffer, and it does happen, members are honestly going to look at you with suspicion a lot of the time because you are some college kid who doesn't know anything about their workplace. So in my opinion, it's a lot better to get a job in some place where you do worker organizing, because that's how unions are supposed to be run rather than by staff. And if you do eventually become staff, you'll be a lot better at it, more trusted at it. So that's my thoughts on becoming a union staffer.